Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at another excellent book from a legal action group, one which I think will be a very great hit with many people, because it's dealing with an area that we are entering in a much bigger way as practitioners, and that's mediation. The book is called Making Mediation Work For You, a Practical Handbook, and it's written by two excellent authors, Kate Aubrey-Johnson and Helen Curtis. This is the book here. It's only a small book, very much part of the Legal Action Group stable of books. There's the spine, there's some comments on the back. The book, as you can see, got a little shaded area which shows you where the appendices are, and that actually gives you mediation settlement agreements. Extremely helpful. It would have been quite nice to have a CD-ROM actually with this, but however, there is the index at the back, then again very helpful. A lot of important information. They've got the family mediation practice details from the code, which I think will be important for people obviously involved in family law. Let me give an example of the chapters. There's chapter 5, which is headed the mediation process. You see you've got the reference paragraph numbering at the sides. There's not very much by way of footnotes. You can see a few little footnotes there, but the main paragraph numbering is there, so you can find things quite quickly. There's an introduction to mediation right at the front, which I think is helpful, and as I also say, there are very few cases, and do read what I think is a very helpful foreword by Lord Woolf right at the front. Let me just say briefly that this is an excellent contribution to where we're going, both as members of council and as solicitors. We've given it the title, which is on the web and in the journals, At Last, a Practical, Accessible and Authoritative Guide to Mediation, new from the LAG. This is what we say. Once again, that very useful organisation, a legal action group, has triumphed with the publication of another very useful book, which will set out to de-complicate the often bewildering complexities of the legal process, in this case mediation. Lord Woolf remarks that it breaks new ground in that it's written for those for whom mediation is intended, the ordinary citizen who is seriously affected by a dispute and who seeks redress without having to incur the expense or indeed the stress of going to court. And I'm sure we're all aware of how often we need to mediate, and the fact that although we don't have compulsory mediation at the moment, it may well be that things change, so it's important to know about this book. It's very timely, and it shows with the dramatic reduction in the access to legal aid for the aforementioned ordinary citizen, that this book will be of great assistance, I think, to newer practitioners and to people like myself who are involved in mediation at a certain level and need to have the additional help that we seek, especially in terms of guidance, because it's a practical hands-on book. All areas of mediation are dealt with, including civil, family, workplace and community mediation, and the 11 appendices plus case studies, glossary and detailed index are particularly helpful in our view. With most litigants now encouraged to mediate, this up-to-date handbook, in our opinion, should be considered a must-have addition to the mediator's professional library. I know we deal with a bit of psychology and all the other stuff in mediation, but at the end of the day, the role is there, and I think this book is a great contribution to how we're going to address these issues in future. So thank you to the authors, and especially to LAG for another excellent piece of work for us to assist us with what we do. Thank you. Bye-bye.